headquarters for the next success story webinar in the series of CSIR at 80 and in India's Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Today's webinar is another success story of CSIR on role of CSIR labs in entrepreneurship in India. Today's discussion is not about a particular technology, but it's more to know how CSIR and its laboratories have not only excelled scientifically and technically, but have also driven setting up entrepreneurship in India. As for the economic development of a nation, it's very essential to put the technological breakthroughs to economic use by commercial advances. Today's discussion is focused with the role of CSIR Lab, Center for Cellular and Molecular Biology, CSIR-CCMB, located in Hyderabad, which is a premier research organization in frontier areas of modern biology and is also oriented towards promoting entrepreneurship in life sciences through the Atal Incubation Center, or AIC, established within CCMB. We have another CSIR laboratory driving entrepreneurship in India, CSIR National Chemical Laboratory, or NCL, through their NCL Innovations and the Venture Center. So to discuss on the topic, we are connected with Dr. Vinay Nandikuri, heading CSIR CCMB as the director of the institute and also among the board of directors of Atal Incubation Center at CCMB. Dr. N. Madhusudhana Rao, the Chief Executive Officer of the Atal Incubation Center at CCMB, who is PhD in Biochemistry from National Institute of Nutrition, Hyderabad, and has also served CCMB since 1988. Dr. Rao has retired from CCMB holding the position of Chief Scientist. We are also connected today with Dr. V. Premnath, Head of the NCL Innovations at CSIR NCL and the Founder Director of the Venture Center at NCL. Dr. Premnath is a chemical engineer and an alumnus of MIT in the US, IIT Bombay, and has been a Chevening Technology Enterprise Scholar in Cambridge, UK. Dr. Premnath is a technology developer, innovation and incubation manager, startup mentor, and the co-founder of 2 medtech startups. In the recent 6 months, he has been recognized as a distinguished alumnus of IIT Bombay, and also CSIR NCL has won the CII Industrial IP Award for the best patent portfolio amongst R&D organization. Today, we are also connected with Ms. Dipanvita Chattopadhyay, Chairman and the Chief Executive Officer of IKP Knowledge Park, who has developed the first life science research park in India in Hyderabad. Ms. Dipanvita is a graduate in physics from Presidency College, Kolkata, BTech and MTech in radio physics and electronics from Calcutta University. In 2018, she was awarded with the Top Women Achievers of the Year 2017 in Asia by Asia One Business Magazine. So with this, I welcome you all in the webinar today, and we shall start our webinar with an opening remarks by Director CSIR CCMB, Dr. Vinay Nandikuri. Over to you, please, sir.
Thank you, Shika. This is going to be a pretty interesting discussion with Madhu, Dipanvita, and Premnath. All of them have pretty good expertise and in the breadth that is required to discuss an interesting topic here. CCMB was founded in 1977, and it has actually been involved in some interesting technologies, including affordable vaccines. At some point of time, Shanta Biotech was incubated in some in CCMB, which went on to become a pretty good, like an interesting company for vaccines and an efficient company for vaccines. So point that I would like to bring out is that our interjection with the innovation goes back to with these things with the companies goes back to those 1990s. And at a later point of time, we were involved in other processes like DNA fingerprinting, wildlife forensics, genetic diagnostics, and other things like better crop varieties. But I think really we started getting into CCMB started getting into innovation in a big way is through our doing this particular part is through the starting of Atal Incubation Center, which is essentially Rakesh Mishra's and Madhu's. Rakesh Mishra is the one who started it with Madhu as the CEO. This is a Section 8 company that was started by CSR CCMB in 2017. This supports with the support of Niti Aayog to promote entrepreneurship in science. I really don't want to take any more than what with this introduction, I would like to stop because the panelists are perfectly poised to talk about entrepreneurship. I'm not the right person to do so. Thank you very much and looking forward to a stimulating discussion.
Thank you very much, sir, for the welcome and giving us a brief overview on how CCMB has shaped entrepreneurship in India. So to know more on this, we shall move to our panelists connected with us. So for the online friends, there will be a Q&A session at the end of the talk. So you may post your queries in the chat boxes. So I request now all the speakers to kindly briefly present your initial remarks for the session. We may start with Dr. Madhusudhana Rao and further Dr. Premnath and Ms. Dipanvita may please take over. Over to you, please, Dr. Rao.
Thank you, Shika. And I've been very honored to be part of this panel, more because the other two panelists, they are always been my mentors, because we started this pretty late, and then Premnath and Dipanvita have been constantly advising us on various aspects to how to model our incubator and things like that. So I'm very grateful for them for all the suggestions whenever they ask them for. And coming to CCMB, the Lathal Incubation Center started 4 years ago. And the way Director Vinay mentioned, CCMB has been, a part of entrepreneurship in a very responsive way rather than a proactive way. In the sense, when people come to them, they help. There was never a system where they go out and talk about it and then share the knowledge and bring it in, and that kind of a proactiveness that kind of a system wasn't there. So I always felt that is important for an organization like CCMB. So one of the things that I had in mind was to look at these kind of tech transfer things, and then fortunately Untitled Innovation Mission gave the opportunity, and we started in 17, and then one of the big advantages of the grant is to start a not-for-profit company, which acts independently, but it's like an epiphyte. I know all of you know what is an epiphyte. It has an independence, but it lives off the parent plant. So it has its own individuality, but at the same time part of the tree. So we are like that, and then this situation has helped us, both us and CCMB, in many ways to take the things forward. So now we are focused on life sciences very sharply, and also initially our purpose is to provide a lot of plug and play